Today we're taking a look at the Atlanta Hawks vs Milwaukee Bucks match, which is happening on Friday, June 25, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. The Hawks aren't just some lame duck that lucked into the position as one of the last 2 teams left in the Eastern Conference. They are a legitimate NBA championship contender capable of spoiling the premature party for the Bucks. This team just does not quit. Every time the Bucks seemed like they were about to pull away, the Hawks would answer back. Credit coach Nate McMillan for coming in mid-season and leading this team to such a dramatic turnaround. Young has been one of the league's breakout stars during this playoff run. He has relished in his role as a villain and continues to shush opposing crowds, while dominating with his clutch performances. Young has been battling a sore shoulder, and it visibly affected his shooting performance in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals as he went 5 for 23, 21.7% from the field. But he looked perfectly fine in Game 1 on Wednesday. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. That should be the mantra heading into Game 2 on Friday night. The Hawks need to continue to put Young in the pick and roll and let him go to work. Milwaukee looked sluggish on the floor as the burgeoning superstar point guard put defenders on Dancing with the Stars, the Trae Young edition. His handles and ability to create openings off the dribble had the Bucks on their heels from start to finish. But there was also the bully ball being played in the front court by Clint Capella and John Collins. If those two continue to dominate on the boards the way they did in the opener, it's going to be tough for the Bucks to win this series. They both combined for double-doubles, with Capella hauling in 19 rebounds and 12 points, while Collins finished with 23 points and 15 rebounds. The Hawks have to also continue to do a good job of contesting long-distance shots. It can go from absolute silence to an insane asylum in no time if the Bucks start knocking down 3-pointers at home. Atlanta managed to hold them to only 22.2% shooting from beyond the arc in the opener. Giannis Antetokounmpo can't let that behavior go unpunished. He needs to put the ball on the floor and remind the world that he's the best player in the series. Perhaps the only concern heading into this game is the fact that he actually played well in Game 1. He didn't settle for low percentage shots from 3-pointer and stayed in attack mode throughout the game. Jrue Holiday also had a tremendous night with 33 points and 10 assists, but Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez were clearly the problems in that game. Middleton is supposed to be the secondary star on the roster, and he couldn't buy a bucket on the floor. His 26.1% shooting in that game was just shameful. Prior to the Game 1 loss, the Bucks won 13 consecutive games at home. This was their first loss at home during the postseason. They have mostly been untouchable at home, boasting a 31-11 record overall this season and postseason combined. The Bucks shrunk during the waning minutes of Game 1. They squandered away a 7-point lead with 4 minutes left to go in the game. The Hawks were able to grab 5 offensive rebounds that led to 7 cumulative second-chance points in those last 4 minutes. The Bucks, typically a strong rebounding team, should be ashamed of themselves after that poor closeout. To their credit, the Bucks did have some success during the fourth quarter when they put Giannis Antetokounmpo at center in a small ball lineup, where he would switch onto Young in the pick and roll. His length and athleticism caused Young to go cold from the field. It will be interesting to see the Bucks' game plan in Game 2, but I anticipate we will be seeing more of the same. This, however, opens up Capella and Collins for more scoring opportunities down low. I think the Bucks' overutilization of their stars has caused the players to get fatigued towards the end of the game. When the Hawks made their final push, the Bucks players were gassed and had no answer. Due to their lack of depth, the Bucks stars have had to play extra minutes during Game 1 and in the series against the Nets. Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday have all averaged more than 40-plus minutes since the beginning of the Eastern Conference semifinals, with all three logging more than 40 minutes in Game 1. Holiday has struggled mightily this postseason on offense. Prior to Game 1, he averaged 15.2 points per game and shot on 39.8% from the field during the playoffs. In Game 1, he finally broke out and erupted for 33 points off 14 for 25 shooting from the field. However, he was supposed to be the primary defender on Young, and we all saw how that turned out. Even when Holiday tried to be more physical with Young, the elusive Young would always seem to find the perfect pass to the open man. Expect Holiday to redeem his defensive performance in Game 2. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Atlanta plus 7.5. The Atlanta Hawks are just full of surprises. They shocked the NBA once again, winning Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the third-seeded Milwaukee Bucks. The Hawks scored a come-from-behind 116-113 win in Milwaukee. Trae Young continues his coming-out party as he hit dagger after dagger and led the Hawks with 48 points, 13 assists. The Atlanta Hawks will look to build on their Game 1 victory over the Sixers by a final score of 116-113 last time out. Trae Young had another strong performance, going 17 of 34 from the floor with 4 threes and 11 assists with his 48 points for a double-double, while John Collins had 23 points with 15 rebounds and Kevin Huerter had 13 points. Clint Capella added 12 points with a team-high 19 rebounds to register his own double-double and to round out the scoring in double figures for Atlanta in the win. UG leads the Hawks in scoring with 30.5 ppg as well as in assists with 10.5 apg, while John Collins has 14.6 ppg and 8.8 rpg. Bogdan Bogdanovic has 13 ppg and Danilo Gallinari has 12.2 ppg, while Kevin Huerter has 11.7 ppg. Clint Capella leads the Hawks on the glass with 10 ppg along with a team-high 12.2 rpg, averaging a double-double per game in the postseason. As a team, Atlanta is averaging 106 ppg on 43.4% shooting from the field, 29.5% from 3 and 74.4% from the foul line, while allowing 103.8 ppg on 43.9% shooting from the field and 35.3% from 3 in their last 5 games. John Collins had a big game as well, scoring 23 points and grabbing 15 rebounds, while Kevin Huerter added 13 points. Clint Capella had a huge game on the boards, scoring 12 points and hauling in 19 rebounds. The Hawks were trailing most of the way but led by Young. They took the lead late in the third quarter and then survived a back-and-forth fourth quarter to outlast the Bucks. The Philadelphia 76ers will look to rebound after their loss to the Hawks in the series opener. Giannis Antetokounmpo led the way with 34 points on 14 of 25 shooting with a team-high 12 rebounds and 9 assists, while Drew Holiday came right behind with 33 points on 14 of 25 shooting as well with 5 threes and a team-high 10 assists. Chris Middleton added 13 points and Bobby Portis added 11 points to cap off the scoring in double figures for the Sixers in the losing effort. Antetokounmpo leads the Bucks in scoring and rebounding in the postseason with 29.3 ppg and 13.5 rpg, while Chris Middleton has 22.6 ppg with 7.8 rpg and 4.3 apg. Drew Holiday has 16.7 ppg and a team-high 7.8 apg with 5.8 rpg. Brook Lopez is adding 12.5 ppg and 6.8 rpg. As a team, Milwaukee is averaging 109.4 ppg on 45.7% shooting from the field, 32.1% from 3 and 74% from the foul line, while allowing 105.2 ppg on 46.7% shooting from the field and 31.1% from 3 in their last 5 games. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 226. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.